Hi, I'm Sarah Caffey from Back in Action. Here's a short mobility sequence that you can do to help get your body moving and undo some of the stresses and tightness that sitting in a chair might be causing you. Start off laying on your back, and I would have a yoga block, or if you don't have a yoga block, a pillow or a towel or anything that you can fold up, place between the thighs, and go ahead and squeeze, really waking up the inner thighs for about 6 to 10 seconds and then relax. We're going to do that 2 more times. Squeeze and relax. And this is just a general clearing of the pubic symphysis, the pelvis area. Kind of helps reset the pelvis. Once you've done that at least 3 times, place the block to your side, straighten the knees, and start to reach your right heel to the front of your mat. Let the hip slide down with it. Exhale, back to neutral. Inhale again, begin to reach your left heel to the front of the mat as best you can. And come back to neutral. Do that a few more times. Trying your best to let the hip slide and the other side that's not moving, relax. Going back and forth. Maybe add your arms. Straighten the arms out. Start to reach your right heel to the front of the room. Reach your right arm overhead. Give yourself a good warm up. Good morning stretch. And go to the other side. Really breathing into that side body, exhaling back to neutral, making sure you're not arching too much in your back. Find a slight tuck of the tailbone. The small of the back presses towards the ground as you reach your heel to the front of the room. Reach your arm to the top. This is really opening up the side body, stretching a muscle called the QL, which tends to get really tight. Taking over for the core, pillar of our spine. Last one. Bend your knees. Bend them so when they're bent, you can maybe graze your fingertips. Really, that cue is just to make sure the knees are over the ankles. But whatever you can do today. We're going into segmental bridge. Begin to tuck the tailbone under. Press the small of the back into the ground as you begin to lift that tailbone one segment at a time up. Really feel every vertebra moving, articulating, so you feel pressure between the shoulder blades. Then start to press the shoulder blades into the ground, reaching the fingertips towards your heels. Inhale here, exhale, tuck that tailbone under again, and begin to come back down one segment at a time. Last but not least, the tailbone. And we're going to do that 5 total times. Again, press into your feet, tuck the tailbone under, lifting up one segment at a time until weight comes between the shoulder blades. Begin to press the shoulder blades into the ground and reach your fingertips towards the heels. Tuck the tailbone again to then come back down. Now what this is doing is it's increasing input into the spine, waking up the muscles around it. Continue moving on your own here. Sometimes we can get really stiff in our mid-back, and that can lead to some muscles not being at the best length tension ratio to fire, specifically our muscles that stabilize our shoulder blades. Last time, lifting the hips up, one segment at a time, coming up, press the shoulders in, reaching the fingertips to the heels, tucking the tailbone, and then coming back down. From here, go ahead, take your hands, place them behind your head. Utilizing your breath, exhale fully, and as you exhale, feel the belly affirming, the small of the back pressing into the ground. Elbows come together as you tuck the chin under, giving yourself a good stretch of the mid-back. Inhale. Inhaling, coming back down nice and gently. Exhale, press the small of the back in, elbows together, tucking the head under, stretch. And coming back down. 2 more times on your own. A lot of times you can get tight behind the neck. This can help relieve that tension. Go ahead, cross one knee over, hug your right knee in towards your left shoulder, giving yourself a good side stretch. Trying to keep the hips still flat to the ground. Release that knee, grab behind the left thigh, coming into a modified pigeon, piriformis stretch. And breathe into the belly. This muscle that this is stretching, the piriformis, can get really tight, especially if we're sitting kind of rocked back on our sacrum, the bottom part of the spine. I find in my patients when they're not able to round in their back, it's this muscle that's at fault, kind of locking down the sacrum. Breathe into the belly. Bring both feet down. Give yourself a big hug, curling yourself in the tiniest little ball, and then releasing your legs straight, your palms up. If this is uncomfortable, you could always just keep your knees bent. Slowly let yourself melt into the ground. The shoulders relaxing, the neck softening, the jaw unhinging. Feeling the stress melt away from your neck, from your shoulders into the ground, being supported. When you're ready, roll to your side. Press yourself back up to sitting. I hope this helps you feel a little refreshed. The light, the honor, the student me honors the light, the honor, and the student you. Namaste.